Planet Vero Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Growing Old Fearlessly. I am your host, Julie, and I want to thank Evergreen Media for making this show possible. If you would like to host your own show, don't wait any longer. Visit egreenmedia.com for more information. And in today's show, we're going to be talking about fearless aging. And for that, I brought my friends, Linda and Lois. Welcome, ladies. I'm so happy to have you here in the studio today. Linda and Lois are my dear friends, and they're also my neighbors. And I look forward to seeing them on a regular basis because they're just fun, and they are the role models of how when I get older than what I am now, that's how I want to live my life. So welcome again, ladies.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Let's start our conversation with talking about some of the realities of aging, and tell us what do you do to maintain your health and to stay active and fit?
Well, first of all, we moved to Florida to be able to go through the winter without shoveling snow and planning not to go out. So we wanted to be able to go to the gym and have some exercise programs. We started out with Christie's, I think.
Yeah.
And we had a great time there. And then they took over, some other people took over Christie's. It was sold, and they no longer accepted our silver sneakers applications, with that. So that's why we
Well, plus
changed.
COVID, too. Once COVID hit and they closed, so everything changed. We couldn't go to the gym. So we did a lot online because a lot of people started doing fitness online. So we did that for a while. And then once COVID ended, we just never went back to Christie's. We just did other things.
Well, we did some personal training with one of our friends, and she still is working at Christie's, but she has her own personal training program as well at Kim's Core Fitness. So
Okay.
we went there for a few sessions with her.
Mm-hmm.
And now, and also, we started with some of the runs. Runners Depot had running program series.
That's right. I hear you are a gold medalist.
Yes, I have actually about 17 medals because I'm so old that I can just be first, second, or third because there's only 3 of us in the program.
I have to say that Linda just turned 80 recently, and I see her running around the neighborhood all the time. She doesn't stay home. The two of you also love to play golf, right?
Yes.
So you're members at...
We joined Point West Country Club. We're in our 3rd season. Friends of ours joined, and then they referred us, so we got a little discount on the membership. And we've been there for 3 years now. Excuse me. And it's fun because we play in a league with a lot of women there, and they've all been very welcoming and nice. And so it's been, we play at least twice a week there, sometimes 3.
That is great. So that's how you stay active. You do a lot of physical activity. Does that help with your mind as well?
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but I do crossword puzzles, and I do Wordle.
What is
and
Wordle?
Wordle is with the New York Times. It's online, and I play with my grandchildren, and we can say things to each other. If like I'm always winning the shorter. You have to get the word within 6 tries. So I'm usually 2, 3, or 4 times, and then I finally get the 4th time. I think I've only had to go to 6 tries to get the word, but only once or twice. And I've been playing for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, that is great. That is a great way of keeping your mind active, because the mind is just as important as the body. Yes, you got to be out there physically moving.
Yeah.
It's so interesting that that you're playing golf, you're doing group exercising classes. I know that one of our mutual friends, Abby, she has Golden Girls online.
Yes.
And that is what she does. She gets people that are over the age of 50 to not be sedentary at home and to move around and exercise the bodies and get that going. And it does help with your brain. So I was on healthnews.com and I was looking for tips to stay active after retirement. One of them was stretching for flexibility. So do you stretch at home as well?
Every morning. I do 40 sit-ups, and I do some other exercises with my arms that I learned at physical therapy. And always before we get up, we do those exercises. Lois has a problem.
Yeah, I have a problem with my hamstrings. So I do a lot of stretching in the morning. I have to, otherwise I really can't move too well. But once I get stretched, and when I play golf, nothing hurts.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably one of the benefits for me, is golf, because I do move everything and I feel much better. If I sit for 3 or 4 hours, it's worse to sit than to move.
Exactly. Yeah, here in our office, we have a 2:00 in the afternoon alarm that tells us to get up and move, because sitting around is just not good for you.
No.
Second tip is to take group fitness classes, which you mentioned that you've been taking, and also join a walking group.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I see you running, not walking. I see you running around the neighborhood. I like to walk as well. Funny thing is, everybody always thinks that it's only old people who play pickleball, and that wasn't even in these tips.
No.
I'm a pickleballer, everybody. You don't have to be 50 to do that. Actually, I play with my daughter too whenever she comes to visit from out of town.
Yeah.
And
that's nice.
she's much better than I am, because she's also a tennis player. So she takes it up to the next level.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we go to the IG center too. We go there, and their exercises are for about an hour in the morning, and they're free. They are free, and
That
it's 3
is
days a
great.
week. You can go for an hour each time. The woman is wonderful, and she plays music, but it's not to the beat of, it's like Johnny Mathis is singing, not to the beat of what's going on, But we're pretty good with following her,
Yeah.
so.
Good.
She has quite a few.
So we'll give
in
them a
season.
little plug. The IG Center is part
Oslo.
of Indian River County's rec department.
Right.
It's on Oslo Road, and they do have a lot of group classes. And
They have boxing too. I want to check that out, because we used to box. We had a gym up north that was for women only, and it was boxing.
oh boy,
And we had a ball. It was fun. We learned how to wrap ourselves, got boxing gloves. We had the whole stuff.
Yeah.
And we had a great time. I hated to give that up. I loved that. We did that at
We did it at Christie's too. They had a special at one point where they did different kind of activities that were different than the regular classes, and boxing was one of them. And we did that for a whole session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
was
boxing
fun.
is fun. I did boxing a little bit. I mean, obviously not boxing with a person, but boxing with the with the bag.
Yeah.
I just had to be careful because my wrists seemed to be a little weaker than than other parts of my body, and so right now sometimes I do a I have my gym in my garage, so I'll put in a video and I'll do some kickboxing and,
that's cool.
and whatnot in there, and I'm not hitting anything, so everything stays well. But all right, well, tips to stay mentally active. Brain exercises to challenge your mind. That's like playing your Scrabble.
Yeah.
My dad likes to play, he plays bingo, and he does dominoes and different things where he has to think strategically. So it's that's how he keeps his brain working. And it says here, join a group with a common belief. I know that you are very social women.
Yes.
You have a lot of friends, and you go to church, and you have different groups that you belong to.
Yes, we have neighbors, and they're wonderful to us. And we've all decided that we're all going to take care of one another. And if we need anything from anybody, they will help us out. And then we have other people who are Elks. We are members of the Elks, and we go there and have dinners and stuff and activities and there. Then we go and play golf, like sometimes 3 times a week we're golfing. And because, Lois is better than me, she's had 3 holes in one.
Yes.
And I'm still waiting. And how much time do I have? I'm like, I gotta get out there and find out what's going on with me. So.
And I have to say, you ladies are like the leaders of the pack. So in the neighborhood, they are like, both of them are mayors of our street. They talk to everybody. They know everybody. They know everybody's names. I usually ask people to wear their name tags, but
Well, during COVID, we had a Friday night in the driveway, and 6 feet apart. And when the mosquitoes came out, that was the end of our chat session.
Yeah.
But it was cool. We got to know our neighbors that way too.
Yeah, that is great.
Yeah, they're all very nice too.
Yeah, they're wonderful people.
Yeah,
they are really nice.
Including
they are really nice.
you. And
I'm
Ralph.
looking forward to a nice block party.
Yeah.
So
We're going to have one.
Tell you what, we need to take a quick little break, so we'll be right back.
Okay.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Ralph Winook with Dale Sorensen Real Estate and ResidentialRalph.com. When you're interested in buying or selling a home, contact me. As your agent, I will work nonstop to ensure that your buying or selling experience is smooth and stress-free. I will be there for you at every stage of the process to answer your questions and help you make an informed decision. So, why wait? Contact me, Ralph Winook, and schedule a consultation with me today. Visit ResidentialRalph.com. That's right, ResidentialRalph.com.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats and chairs, including lots of slipcover styles from Universal, Four Seasons, and Capri. We also have a gallery of Tommy Bahama and Lexington with styles designed for a relaxed approach to the finer things in life. We're having a summer sale with lots of great markdowns, including all in-stock Lloyd Flanders 25% off. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in Vero Beach, next to Planet Fitness. Family owned and operated since 1991. Don't forget to visit our outlet and sales store directly across the street and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture brightens up your day. Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day. Sunshine Furniture.
advertising is essential. You've got to make people aware that you're there. We can do that with a cohesive marketing campaign from Evergreen Media. Based on your business goals, we'll create a mix of digital advertising on social media sites like Facebook, video advertising on streaming sites like Hulu and Paramount Plus, and supplement them with local TV and radio ads. Build awareness, educate, and inform the public with a cohesive marketing campaign by Evergreen Media. Check out egreenmedia.com or search online for Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Growing Old Fearlessly with your host, Julie, and my friends, Linda and Lois, that are visiting me in the studio today. I want to thank our sponsor who is sponsoring this portion of the show. He is Ralph Winnook with Dale Sorensen Real Estate. He is Residential Ralph. If you have any buying or selling needs, contact him at residentialralph.com. And everybody heard last week, he happens to be my husband. And so he happens to also know Linda and Lois very well. So he asked me to quote him today. He said, when people tell you to act your age, ask them, how am I going to do that? I've never been this age before. There we go. So that was his message to you. So did you know, I found this out recently and I was like really surprised, that pilot whales and killer whales go through menopause just like female humans do. And so at about the same age, between, I don't know, 45, 50 years old, they go through menopause. And once they're done with that, they become the most awesome matriarchs for what, like 50 more years after?
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So this is why I have you ladies here, because you are the definitely the matriarchs of our street. We all look up to you. You're pretty amazing, as I keep saying.
Thank you.
One of the things that I know that I admire in the two of you is that you've been retired for, you said 18 years? And I'd like to know, how did you prepare for your retirement?
Well, when I first came to the state working, I did it because before that, I wasn't making a lot of money. And I had a woman tell me, we got to go to work for the state so that, we'll have a pension and we'll have more time and more money. And we have a way to excel in our going up in the ladder of job opportunity, a lot of job opportunity with the state. And that's how I began to realize that I needed to do that, So that was my first instance in thinking about retirement.
Okay, and what about you, Lois?
Well, I did go to college to become a teacher. Unfortunately, at the time that I graduated, they weren't looking for teachers. And I was substituting for a while, and one of the administrators said, did you ever think about working for the state? I said, no, I never did. So at that time, you had to take a test, and then you went on, and if you passed the test, and then you went on interviews. So I passed the test, and I got a letter in the mail to go on an interview at the Superior Court. So I went on the interview, and I had been like the 30th woman that they had interviewed, and they didn't like anyone. So after the interview, they said, well, we'll let you know on Friday, and I got the job. And it was a great job, and there was certainly plenty of room for promotions, and I started out at an entry-level position, and I stayed there for 32 years and retired as middle management.
And you said you retired at 55 years old.
55 years old.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is great, man. So if you had any advice that you can give to younger generations, what would it be?
Well, I think today, this generation doesn't think about working for one employer for that amount of time. But I think if you work for either the state or municipality or the government, I think the odds of getting pensions and health care after you retire are greater than a lot of corporations, because sometimes the corporations are really just interested in the bottom line and not necessarily moving up within the organization. But kids today just don't think about that.
Right.
No,
I personally would say save your money.
Yeah.
Save some money.
Yeah.
I have seen what happens now that I'm taking care of my dad. I have seen what happens, and you better have that nest egg just
Yeah.
packed away
Yeah.
in there. Don't use it all. Have fun, but don't use it all.
Right.
And talking about fun, I want to talk about your adventures, your travel, because this is the age. I know I see you, because Ralph and I, we take care of your home when you're out of town. So tell us about some places that you have been to.
Well, the first trip we went on was a cruise to Bermuda, and that was very fun. And we went with
A bunch of friends
of ours. Yeah. And then we've been to London, Paris, and Switzerland all in one trip, you know. And then we went to Ireland with my auntie, and she took me to Ireland, and she asked if I thought Lois would like to come along, and I said, oh, yeah, well, I'll ask her. And she said, well, I'm not paying for her. I'll pay for you, but I'm not going to pay for her. Lois had to pay. But anyway, we had a great time with that. And then we have a couple of other friends that we went across country for a month. We had a van we rented, and it was when they had those bag phones, right? So we got this bag phone, and I'm hearing it ring in the middle of nowhere, right? I said, the phone's ringing. She said, well, answer it. So I answered it, and it was my daughter saying, Mom, you got to come home. The baby's crying. I said, well, we're a little bit far away. I don't think I can do that. So that was that instance.
That was probably in the 70s.
Yeah, that was in the 70s. And then, I don't know, what else?
Well, we had 2 timeshares at one point, and we used those to, we went to Utah. We went out to Scottsdale. We went to Hawaii. We've actually been to Hawaii twice. Her 50th birthday and then my 50th birthday. Austria.
Wow, that's
The Caribbean. We went to the Caribbean.
We've been on
3 cruises.
Yeah, Panama Canal, Eastern and Western Caribbean.
mostly cruises, or
Well, there are only 3, but
we went with the Elks. So
with the Elks, we've done quite a few. With the Elks, do one every year.
so do you still have any destinations that are in your bucket list?
We've talked about going back to Hawaii again.
In Alaska.
In Alaska. Yeah.
Okay, so when you go to Hawaii, can I jump into your suitcase?
Sure.
That's a quick yes, wasn't it?
That was very quick. It sounds great. So I think earlier we were chatting and you said that you've been together for about 35 years. 18 of those you have been retired. So that is giving you a lot of opportunities to go to wherever you want to go. Is there a place that you have never been to that you do want to be at?
I think Alaska.
Alaska's probably
Definitely
next.
Alaska.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, ladies, I think I may have to have you back another time because the time today went really fast.
It did.
I want to thank you for being here in the studio with me. And I want to thank all of our viewers and listeners for tuning in today to Growing Old Fearlessly. Make sure to go out there, keep growing old. You can't stop it, so just do it. I do have the words of Judith Regan. She is an American actress, editor, producer, publisher. She's been a TV and radio talk show host. And she said, the key to successful aging is to pay as little attention to it as possible. Keep busy and focused on your other important life agendas.
That's
So go out
exactly.
there, have fun, and I'll see you everybody next week.
Bye-bye.
I